If I had to give you an example, one example of why this story, I think, fascinates us. And by the way, the story has so many twists and turns to it regarding Erika Franz and Candace and this whole thing, but specifically it's about Erika. There is no I can't find enough words to explain to you why it's so fascinating. But I want you to make a note of this. I'm going to write down her name. Her name is Christine Fekete, Fekete. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write this down for you. Christine. No, it's the least I can do. Fekete on YouTube. Unbelievable. She does shorts. I think she's a comic or stand-up comedy writer. She has a delivery. She will bring up Erika moments you kind of forgot, but give you a perspective that still blows my mind. I want you to think about this, okay? I want you to think of anybody you have ever seen, man, woman, maybe, maybe not man, maybe close, but certainly woman for sure. But I'm thinking maybe, but let me just say this. Name one woman, politician, or okay, man too, where you immediately where you said, they don't believe anything they're saying. This is an act, as opposed to they're wrong, or they're stupid, or they're over their head. Take Kamala Harris. Did you ever think Kamala Harris was this fake, or did you think she was kind of nervous and over her head? I never thought she was this evil. She always talked about other people. She never talked about herself, really. It was always, from the past, repeat whatever that. I forgot it. Hillary Clinton, evil, perhaps you might think psychopathic, but not necessarily about her. It's about something else. It's about Trump. It's about whatever it is. Erika Franz is all about her. How she is the supportive wife. How she is the voice, the spirit, the backbone behind the man. And I said, Charlie, you go ahead. Don't you have to get up tomorrow. Sleep in our daughter's room? That's another one. I don't get that one. Doesn't matter. Sounds like a fight to me. What do I know? Maybe I'm weird. There is no one. Go check out this Christine Fekete. If you had any doubt, she dissects every bit of solipsistic, self-referential, self-aggrandized, delusional, egomania, narcissism, whatever you want to call it, it is like you can't believe. It is incredible. I mean it. This is still just when I think, okay, we've done it. That's it. There is no room in my soul for any more revulsion, any more disgust. No more, none. And then I see, no, not even close. It's like you're watching a drone attack. You're looking up and saying, oh, Erika, you don't see what's coming, do you? Oh, there's no Iron Dome for this. There's no missile defense system for this one. They're lining up. They're coming out of the woodwork. Every single day, there's a new YouTube commentator or provider, whatever you want to call it, coming out of the woodwork to blast, attack, nail, and pin to the wall Erika Franz, like you have not believed. I'm telling you, it's a separate. It's perfect. There's so many. And you have people who basically work on everything Candace does. Candace puts out a video. They take the video, reduce the video to their own site, comment on it, much like they do with arrest videos. Have you noticed that? It's always like, it's great. You're an ex-cop. You basically take information which is in the public domain. You scrape it, put it on your, all right, fine. Which is fine. I'm not saying it's illegal, but this thing is just exploding because it's one of these things where you're trying to figure out where is this. Maybe, I'm just thinking, maybe Tammy Faye Baker, when she and Jim Baker, where she would lie and start crying, where you thought, okay, this, I'm trying to think. There is something that is so inherently problematic for many human beings when we detect two things. Number one is lying and insincerity, but also somebody who's directing it towards us. And we almost feel like, you think we're buying this. Are you kidding me? And nobody's buying it. Nobody is buying it. And little by little, bit by bit, you're going to see people like backing up. Even like Ben Shapiro, like, okay, all right, I'm out of here. Anything else, Ben? No, it's okay. I'm out of here. Ben, you got some? No, I'm backing on up. I'm just backing up. Sorry. Forget what I said. Because even they realize, dear God, this is worse than anybody. Anybody see Dan Bongina? He's backing up. Sorry, forget it. Never mind. What about that you hating? I know. They're even trying to do the she's crazy. That doesn't even work anymore. It doesn't even work. It's just are you still doing the Candace Owens is crazy? She's not crazy. Call whatever she wants. Maybe you could say she's fixated. Okay, that not really, but at least you can say, all right. But crazy, stupid, no. This is all they've got. It's getting better than ever. So let me also explain something to you. Many of you are wondering, what's the big deal here? What is this about? Let me explain. The world right now is about to explode. And we don't really talk about that too often, and I think for good reason. So this is, believe it or not, this is kind of a friendly respite. It's a delightful respite. It's time to get away from the clutter of the world and not freak out because things could get real bad. But what this is happening is this. How many of you great and dear people feel for the first time that you have been summoned to participate in a way of thinking, in a political way of thinking, in a, dare I say, a movement that makes so much sense that was initiated by Candace in this? You're in, and now you're saying, you're looking around like, you know what? I like this group. I like this. I feel a part of this. You know what? I like this. Good. Would you like to do some other issues? Yeah. Would you like to talk about issues that are, let's say, maybe family? Yeah. Because think about what brought you here. What are some of the issues? Why is it? Why does Candace appeal to you? This is very important. This is a Rorschach test. This is like the thematic apperception test, the TAT. Why do you think, what is it? Truth, guts, temerity, intrepidity, valor, courage, conviction. Think about this. What is it about? Some of you might have said, well, I like Candace before. But I never saw anything like this. Precisely. What is it about her? And it is it is that fact or those facts that are bringing you into a new arena where you're saying, you know what, I'm going to look around. Sometimes it happens that way. Years ago, I was very involved in the GMO movement. All we wanted to do was get things labeled. Kids today are, if you've got a grandkid, if you've got a child, your grandchild will probably never, ever, in some cases, ever eat real food, ever again. Your child is having sugar from beets, all the sweeteners from sugar beets, which are GMOs. All the wheat and everything else is going to be GMOs, which is why we have a lot of celiac and a lot of problems with that, with gluten problems. Corn from corn oil is going to be because of this BTK or BTK BT corn. Excuse me. This is that natural insecticide in it. All of these things are happening. And this is the most important thing. So what happened was when we got into this, people said, hey, this is interesting. I came here because of food safety, but now I kind of like the arena and I like these people and I like what's going on. And next thing you know, they became a part of a political party. And that's what you, oops. Let me turn this off here. I've got an open one of these and I'm going to close this up. There we go. That's the one there. So that's very, very critical for people to understand. That's really something. And you got to ask yourself, what is it about this story that really does it? What is it? What is it that makes me think, why is this important? It's because of the fact that you've been lied to. There are people, no, put it this way. Can you think some of you have never had a cause, I hate to say it, or anybody that you really believed? Or you thought, well, he was okay. This is something which is different. And if somebody says, well, this really isn't politics. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's about truth. It's about an issue. It's about the way the media portray it. And it's about dark and evil forces that are trying to coalesce and mobilize to go after somebody who dares. By the way, remember, this was Candace's beef, not ours. She didn't enlist us or you, or she said, no, this is my beef. But if you want to, follow it, she did it on her own. She took on this Erika Kirk all her own, by herself. And we, of course, saw this and said, well, we're all in this together, brother. We're with you on this. But remember, this is what happened. She doesn't ask her. When she went after Macron, whatever you think of that, that was hers. She didn't ask for permission. She said, I'm doing this. If you want to follow me, that's fine. Think about it. She doesn't make a big deal out of it. And she also has she's part of a new movement. We don't really talk politics here, and I don't want to. I don't want to presume anything. I speak that elsewhere. Our family here is kind of like it's a different thing. I assume that there are some things that we agree with in terms of fundamentals, in terms of morality and that sort of thing. But I don't necessarily think or know or believe you might not be a Trump supporter. You might be as a Trump. It doesn't really apply to this. It doesn't apply. And if you listen to Candace, she's very strong about her feelings of Trump and what's going on with the war in the Middle East. But we're not talking about that. And that's another thing I want to explain to you. This is all severable. This is divisible. The issues are different. You don't have to, you're not buying the whole package. It's not like a travel package where you get the 3 nights or 2 days or whatever. We get the motor coach, we get the tours. No. You can say, look, I'm just interested in this. I like this Candace story and Erika. That's it. Okay, fine. It's up to you. Because like I told you the other day, what they're going to do is they're going to start smearing her big time because this is going nowhere. Do you know that this is incredible? Candace Owens, her popularity, which was always strong, went through the roof. Why? Answer my question. When did it go through the roof? When? Erika. Candace went up. TPUSA went down. Nobody even talks about TPUSA. Nobody even talks about it. Nobody talks about it. This pathetic Charlie Kirk show, it's done. It's finished. It's desiccated. It's through. It's not real anymore. You hear what I'm telling you? It's not real. It doesn't exist. You never hear anything. I don't think Trump knows. I think they threw that bone at her or for her, that Air Force, whatever the hell that thing is. I don't even know what it means. It's some titular role. And believe me, when he gets a word, if he finds out this ain't going to work, she's negative. He'll say, sorry, see you later. Bye-bye. She doesn't get it yet. She doesn't get it. Now remember, the trial hasn't started yet. We haven't even gotten to that yet. Wait until you see what she says about that. Wait until you say, hey, Erika, are you going to, we have reason to believe that maybe Tyler either did not act alone or did not act at all or whatever it is. Hey, Erika, as a good Christian woman, would you do something? Would you help us? What? Would you help us? Help you what? Help us? Maybe clear Tyler. What? What? All of a sudden, somebody from TPUSA says, excuse me, Erika, can I talk to you a minute? Yeah, listen, hon, you better hope to God they pin everything on Tyler. And you better also hope to God that, not that we'd have anything to do with it, but maybe he doesn't make it to trial. Because you got to understand something. If he goes away, the story ends and we can move on. If it doesn't go away, they're going to start asking questions. Not necessarily because we had anything to do with it, but they're going to start asking questions about us, about what's happening, about TPUSA, about the board of directors, about you, about Romania, and about this, and about Fort Huachuca, and all this other stuff. Don't you understand this? He is that last little vestige. We can't move on. We can't move away from this if he's still hanging around. So the only kind of hanging around that would benefit us, you know what I mean? Now, again, I'm not suggesting anybody's plotting anything, please. But understand something. They want this thing to go away immediately. They don't want any of this to happen. They want it to go away. Do you know how big this could get? And let me tell you something. The longer this stays open, and you got Candace, and you got Barron, you got all these other folks, go down the list, and this new, just watch her. You are going to hear more people say, yeah. And you know what the worst thing could happen? Let's say the congressperson from Utah decides, hey, I think we should, I'm going to ask, my constituents are pushing for me to push a bill to, let's say, hire or do invest, or perhaps maybe appoint an independent or a separate investigator, some type of congressional investigation of this. What? Oh, yeah, because my constituents want something to be done for this. Charlie Kirk was a political powerhouse. He was Bobby Kennedy. He was John Lennon. Do you hear what I'm saying? I think people sell him short. I don't think people really understand. There should be a full-throated look into this. And if President Trump gets the idea, gets the vibe that, you know, Mr. Trump, President Trump, a lot of people would really dig you. Especially that's important now because of midterms coming up. If you were to show some interest and if you were to, I don't know, say something publicly where the story doesn't make any sense, you know what would happen? Do you have any idea what would happen? Oh my God. See, right now, it's still kind of under the radar. I know people who are still, doesn't really surprise me, they know nothing about this. They think it's, you know, they don't really know. It's like, you don't understand this. You don't understand how huge this is. Let me give you an example. Sometimes there are pockets of society that have a different sense of priorities. To wit, when Dale Earnhardt died, remember that? In New York, not a big, you know, NASCAR, or they don't know anything about that. Around the rest of the world, it was the end. It was the end of a legend. People, I mean, but over here, we say, well, I don't know. See, people always think that from their point of view, from their country, from their world, they think that, well, nobody else disagrees. They must agree with us. It's like what's wrong with American foreign policy. We think, well, everybody agrees with us, right? No. Everybody likes us, right? No. Everywhere, there are certain issues that really affect people greatly, drastically, big. I can't. So if this happens, see, I see it as clear as day. This thing is just getting started. And as soon as somebody jumps in and they say, Can you explain to me what this is? Let me show you something. Let me show you what it's about. I want you to see it all centers around this woman. What do you mean? Her name is Erika Franz. That's her maiden name. This is Charlie's wife. I want you to watch this. And if you put together the right, like this, Christine does, it was phenomenal. If you put together the storyline, it is mind-boggling. People would say, this is a soap opera. She's real. She's real. She is? Oh, yeah. She doesn't remember what she's saying. She has no idea. Somebody has this suggested, did a video today, that there was like I think somebody called it like, what are your factory settings? You know, your default standards. You know, when you sometimes you clean your phone, you wipe your phone, it gets reset to, you know, when you first got it, I guess not factory, but what are her factory settings? There he is, Raul, bless his heart, Raul, or Rawl, as they say. Thank you, my friend. What is her factory settings? What are they? What do they work? We don't know. No. What is her? We don't know. There is no factory setting. There's nothing there. What do you mean? There's nothing there. Erika Kirk has no. She's an empty vessel. There is nothing there. It's an act. Do you know that Peter Sellers had no actual accent, no personality? He's whatever the role was. Nobody knew his real voice. He didn't have a voice. He didn't exist. The theater, the film gave him an expression, but were it not for that, he'd have nothing. He didn't exist. He only came alive in the role of something. Think of Clouseau or whoever it was. That's who she was. There was nothing there. It was, please, may I talk to, here's Ricky, by the way. Ricky says, dapper sweater, Lionel, you silver fox, you. Thank you so much. I'm a silver fox. Thank you, good sir. And I say, to you. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. There is no. Do you understand how fascinating that is for somebody like me who loves personalities? There's nothing there. If I said to you, if I tried to hypnotize her, and if I said, I want to talk to little Erika, the first authentic you, where is that person? She'd say, I don't know. I don't know where this. They say, goodness, you got me at Paramecium the other night. I had to draw one in 8th grade. Isn't that something? It's amazing how we reference back. Chow says, for there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought into the open. Luke chapter 8, verse 17. Absolutely. And that's what we love to do. Brad Rung says, R.I.P. Richard Lawrence DC, my father-in-law. Oh, bless his heart. Bless his heart, Brad. Our thoughts to you and your family. I'm so sorry. Our condolences. I'm so sorry. It's a good life, though. Now, was that 90? Not that I mean, but that's something. My condolences, dear friend. Thank you. Our good friend says, Angela Jordan says, oh, thank you so much. Super sticker. Sabrina says, Erika was in Arkansas. That's where I am. Everyone is so mad that she was allowed to speak here. Ooh, as an Arkansan. See, that's the thing. You see, you're catching on and we're catching on. And see, other people will say, I don't know what the big deal is. She's a liar. Club America, this is it. Did you hear about Erika Kirk's Club America? People are I pronounce my name like Paul. Yeah, Raw. Ooh, Raw. Okay, Raw. Somebody said, where is this? Somebody said that. Oh, yeah. Did everyone hear about Erika, her Club America? People are protesting. Now she's after all young high school kids. She doesn't get it. Let me tell you something. She doesn't get it. And the one thing, remember, this needs to be, I think this Nissi or whoever I've got her name. She's very, very good. when she somehow dug up these purported, alleged screenshots with a 15-year-old. Ooh. See, you're going to see. Let me explain something. This is what's so beautiful. You know what protein is? Like amoeba, Proteus. Proteus, it changes. It just moves. It's like all of a sudden there's an arm that shoots out. It's just, you can't grab it. It's like trying to grab smoke. It's protean, Protean, not protein. Transmogrifies. It's malleable. It shapeshifts. It's camouflage. It changes color. That's who she is. There is nothing there. You can't grab it. Who was it? Heisenberg says, once you observe it, you change it. There's no there. It's like an electron. You can only approximate where they are. Schrodinger said that. Quantum mechanics. We have probabilities of where things are. We don't really know where it is. They can be two things at one time. That's why Padre Pio, believe it or not, bilocation under quantum mechanics, it's possible. You can be in two different places at the same time. It's weird. There is no Erika. None. It was like she was born an imposter. She was born, if you're a puppet, you're nothing until somebody comes up and animates you. She's the puppet, but what animates her is whatever grift she has to do. She learned. And I would venture to say, and I want you to listen to me very carefully. And I've been thinking about this. I was talking to my wife about this. By the way, thank you for following Lynn's Warrior. She did a great video today. You got to see, there's a great video on Zorro, on Zorro Ranch. Very, very good. They give her such a hard time. I don't know what it is. It's one of these things where let me give this right now. She just put something up. Here's her link, by the way. Thank you for that. They'll try to like demonetize her but she's saying what's in the news. Anyway, thank you for that. Our good friend Lynn Maria says, I laughed so hard last night I couldn't fall asleep. Your humor is so eloquent and so spot on. That's the greatest honor. We had fun last night because it is funny. It's absurd. Some of the things are absurd. But let me tell you something before I forget. How many of you believe that? Oh, let me rephrase it. Do you join me in saying, I would not be surprised? I would not be surprised. And I hope this is not true. That Erika very well could have suffered some type of trauma when she was a kid. A lot of dicey stuff. Men in and out. Mom with this. The reason why I'm saying this is there is no Erika. She lost. That little girl is like either quashed, squashed, removed, ablated, whatever it is. There is no, where is she? Where does she exist? She became something. Well, I'm going to be something. I don't like this world. I'm going to go. Remember being there? I hope you saw with Peter Sellers, speaking of which. Remember when he had the clicker, his remote control, when he's being robbed? He wanted to change the scene. It was so poignant. He wanted to change the scene because instead of being frightened, he goes, I'll just change the channel. His world is TV. So I have no reason to believe this, but what if I told you, is it far-fetched to believe that maybe something bad happened to her? And she says, whenever something happens to me, something happens to me that is of a particular negative nature, I will then, by virtue of this, I will then go someplace else. I will create a new situation. It's not like I'm killing this Erika, but I'm going to create Erika, the pageant person. Every time you see Erika with the tissue, she wipes her tears and then her nose a couple of times with the same tissue and somehow hasn't got pink eye yet. Conjunctivitis. It's funny. You also very rarely see the nose running. Kimberly says, Lionel should make the hand flatulent sound after he says Franz. Oh, you know what? You're right. I don't know. I'm sorry to be gross. You have to wet the end to get a nice little. Yes, Franz. All right. No, Franz. All right, hang on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Franz. No. Oh, I'll work on it. Anyway, what if somebody says, I want to create a new one? I don't like this model. I want to do Erika not the debutante, but Erika the pageant person. That's it. Where she's pretty and loved and respected and not hurt and harmed. Just saying. I don't like that one. I'm going to go now. Now I'm going to be Erika the wife, the celebrity wife, the famous wife, the hot wife. Yeah, that's it. Then I'm going to be Erika the Christian wife. I'm going to try that one for a while. Erika the Christian. I really don't know. I've never seen somebody who has no conversance at all with anything about the Bible. Anybody who spent any amount of time, even at the rudimentary level, knows a little bit more about what's going on than just saying, and Jesus, yes, we know that. Thank you. You don't have to say that. And God, okay. It's basic. It's abecedarian, the word is just. It's elemental. There's no depth to it. She doesn't really understand or grasp it. It does a disservice to the people who've spent so many years of their life studying biblical verse, comparing and contrasting, looking to see what things mean, what they don't mean. She just comes along and she says, oh, this is easy. I just say Christian and the Lord, and he walks with the Lord. It doesn't really say much of anything. But think about it. There's which version is it? Do you want the Erika, the reality show contestant? There's that one. There's Erika, the young chick with the how many fiancés does she have? How many dates does she have? She lies about it. That's the other one too. Now I'm going to throw something at you. Work with me on this. What if Erika says, "Oh no, I didn't lie to you. That Erika lied to you." Well, Erika, you said you never drank. Oh no, I didn't say that. She said that. That other Erika is not here anymore. You've got the problem with her. Thank you so much, Solutions Online. Thank you so much. You got a problem with her, not with me. She lied to you. I didn't lie to you. You don't think that's you don't see that? That was the old one. Wait a minute. When you said sex sells and you said you didn't have a boyfriend, what was that thing where you were talking about the cleavage? Oh no, ask her. In true personality, split personality, multiple personalities, in that truest sense, they have this, they actually speak in a weird way as though they speak as though these other people exist. It's really spooky. They speak as though these other people exist. Remember Three Faces of Eve, Sybil? Somebody will say, and it's happened a few times, it's not as common, but they will say, for example, I want to talk to Monique. I want to talk to Jezebel. Is she there? Can I talk to her? Yes, you can. And then they wait, and then the voice comes in, and the new person. Is Sybil? Not saying that. But in a way, each personality speaks for themselves. Very oddly, very strangely, very interestingly. I find that incredible. I absolutely find it incredible. I've never seen, if you sat down with her, and this is, if there is a dream, if I could, the matchup, what I would love to see, our friend Candace sit down and just explain. Von Anken says, I was cackling listening to your show. The happy birthday was marvelous. Thank you for your wisdom and laughter. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Samantha says, Lionel, I concur you are hilarious. I cackle for every Franz the way only you do. Thank you. Who knew that would be our one? And when does Candace stop her investigation? There's only so much she can do. What can she do with law enforcement? Very good question. Very, very good question. When she submits her findings, when she is done, she can put them together and then present them to, let's say, some kind of governmental body and say, you decide what to do with it. I'm just here to watch and listen to the masterwork. Thank you so much. Well, I appreciate that. See, that's what you as an individual can do. You can go, just like, for example, when a TV station or 60 Minutes put together an investigation, they take it and they say, here it is, folks. You decide what to do with it. What do you want to do with it? What's your take on this? See, that's the part which is interesting. You see, I still submit to you. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen somebody, because I always feel sorry for Charlie. Charlie was like that guy who didn't know. Charlie was taken down by, Charlie just didn't understand. He didn't understand how dangerous this was. He didn't understand how dangerous these people were. He didn't understand it. And through his naivete, or naivete, as people say, he didn't know. And I also think he didn't know what he got with her. I cannot tell you how many times I and my wife have been either, sometimes at a wedding, I haven't been to a wedding in a long time, but where we say, mm-mm. Or we say, you see that one? She's no good. Or we've said, this guy doesn't have a clue. This guy doesn't know what's going on. Look at Charlie. Charlie, did you ever date a lot? Yeah. Okay. Charlie, have you ever met a nut? You ever met a nut in your life? A stalker? Somebody who's just a lunatic? Somebody who really scared you? The scariest movie to me, bar none, is Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction, you can forget the Jaws and all this. Fatal Attraction is real. You can run into an Alex Forrest faster than you will some Bruce the Shark. Believe me. Believe me. When they will turn on you and they get their hooks in you, it's almost like they are, you want to see the devil? They're the devil. They are possessed. They show a spirit that is frightening. I mean, frightening. And they're also grifters and they're cons. And I've seen, I'll tell you what I really know. Here, I've had the opportunity, and there's various people, but they're the ones who scare me the most. Like if I could do one thing, if I could take Fatal Attraction, give me an Eastern European, somebody who was there, whose family was there when, the fall of the Soviet Union or, the whole communist bloc, I mean, everywhere. Not Russian per se, but just that whole thing. Polish, it doesn't matter. Where they're brilliant people, they're chess players, but they know how desperate things can get. And they're not going to let it happen. And you have a mother. The mother of the group is like, normally she's like, you remember the Gabor sisters? Remember Magda? Remember the Gabor sisters? Classic. They were Hungarian, but still. And they've lost everything. And they go out and they grift for the family. Remember, they're very loyal to their tribe. And that's her. She reminds me of that. They go out and goes, I'll do it. Because let's remember, Lori, Mama, is kind of like leading, set the tone for this. Set the tone for the grift. Set the tone for the con. Understand what we're doing. They are the scariest people. And they will just move in, and before you know it, you get some poor gullible schmuck, and he is in hook, line, and sinker. And as soon as you get a baby, that's it. It's payday. It's done. It's finished. Do you know I told you this? Maybe I didn't. It was so bad, the predators in the Hamptons, for a lot of these hedge funders, these young guys, were making a lot of money. Many of them had vasectomies, froze their sperm, so that they knew that when they would have sometimes unprotected sex, women would immediately excuse themselves and how do we say this? Try to retrieve the sample immediately so they could make sure it took. Have you ever experienced someone do the weird whispering Erika does when she's speaking? It's her trying to sell us or sell herself what she says. Fascinating, yes. I have not seen that particular affect, but it's a tell. It's almost like she's saying, it's either a warning to you, fake emphasis, or I don't believe this. It's almost like she's saying it so that God can't hear it. She always sends the good stuff. And that's why I'll never forget. You hear that? No. Good. I don't want you to hear that. It's like when you spell in front of a kid. Are you going to the DOCTOR? There are so many tells. Another thing, too, is when people believe, I've seen this before. I saw one time, a friend of mine's, I guess eventually wife, this woman thought she was Jackie Kennedy, Pamela Harriman, Letitia Baldridge. She thought she was Queen. You know, she would put on this faux elegant act. She would be at a dinner party, anything where when we had dinner parties, people would dress up. And I would tell people, I said, watch her. You meet her, hey, how are you? You know, this is the way she is normally. But when she made her way out there with her arm around whatever, good evening. It's like, she's like Rula Lenska. Remember Rula Lenska? Remember that? Alberto VO5? When I was a kid, she says, hello, I'm Rula Lenska. Asked my mother, who the fuck is Rula Lenska? We don't know. She was an actress, B actress. But she acted like, when I go out, and she's at the stage door, and they're taking pictures, she does this Alberto VO5. I go, who the hell is Rula Lenska? That's my thing. So I'm going to be the Rula Lenska of this. But that's what this one woman was. She came out, yes, good evening. Hello, enchanté, charmed. And she was like, it's a grift. That's her thing. It was an act. I've seen it. And what Erika does is she comes across, she has this thing where she said, I got you. And it means nothing to her. Listen, if tomorrow, if you think it's a scientist, if you think maybe it's some kind of I don't know. Maybe she thinks being in charge of, AI or something might be good. She'll throw AI speak, singularity. But now she thinks it's like the Christian stuff she does almost it's like she forgets. And that's why I love you. Oh, and Jesus. Anyway, it's all about that. And I remember Charlie. Charlie told me, baby, you're going to do it. I say, oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to do it, baby. I'm coming for you, baby. Dear God. She gets into it. Roll says, yet another reason why I plan on homeschooling my kids. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Just maybe not even every day. They don't need 8 hours. No. Let them be a kid. But if you see when she goes through her routine, Mr. President. And Trump was like, who is this dame? Trump's not real touchy-feely. You notice that? Trump's not real. I mean, he's very nice, but he's not a hugger, a bracero. He's not like a Joe Biden, with a huggy, the kissy. So all of a sudden, here's this woman, and he can spot a shark a mile away. Mr. President. And Charlie says, and I said to Charlie, where's a tissue? I'm coming for you, Daddy. Ephesians 2. And she's just throwing some verse, and they go back to what it's doing. And people are like this. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. You notice how she just can't, that act is over. It's done. It's over. Now you're a tribute band. You're not even the real thing. You're a parody of yourself. And it only worked when Charlie was there. Charlie didn't talk about God and Jesus that much. I mean, he mentioned it, but when he did, it meant something. She does it like some kind of verbal hamburger helper, like it's some interstitial stuff. I mean, there's no end to the descriptions available regarding her grift and her I don't know what the word is, her con. This is something, I'm telling you. Kamala Harris, wasn't fake. That's it. She was just stupid. Hillary Clinton. That's Hillary Clinton. She didn't, there's no act. She's not acting one way. She's just, she looks at you. She's looking at you like with the sense of, I will cut your balls off and hand them to you. Don't mess with me. Ooh, man, that was spooky. She was a dear God. But Erika is there is no, remember, there's nothing there. Think about the iterations. There was the sizzle reel, you know, she wanted to get a thing. Then there was the reality show, and then later on, and then she was doing that. Did you see? And she's not that bright. Once you notice this, it becomes readily apparent. When she did this industrial for EMP and the CIA, electromagnetic pulse. Yeah, that's it. Okay, Carrington class disasters. Okay. She's thinking, this isn't the show business I want, but she did that for a while. Then I went to China. What was that about? I don't know. Then I was in Romania. And the Marines. The Marines? What? What did you do in Romania? I don't know. Let's move on. No, let's not move on. What are you talking about? And that's why. And her, quick, Erika, name me your kids. Quick. You're the kids. What? What are your kids' names? First names. Tell me, quick. I want to say Buddy. But no, it's a nickname. I'll get back with you on that. Do you ever hear her talk about it? Never talks about kids. They're babies. They're just, normally this is the thing that you talk about them. Maybe, I mean, she used to bring up the fact, they asked me, where's daddy? And that kind of stuff. I mean, she is, but here's the deal. If I could put her under hypnosis, and I said, do you think, Erika, do you think what you're doing is wrong? What do you mean? With this act, it's not an act. That's who that Erika is. Talk to her. I don't know. This Erika is on another planet, another thing. We're worried about something else. We're different. This is, if I had to do a play, if I had to direct somebody, no actor could do this. Nobody. Glenn Close, maybe. Meryl Streep, you take this. Remember, if I gave them instructions, remember, you are nothing. Danielle from Brooklyn here. Here we go. Brooklyn in the house. I wouldn't be surprised if EK has dirt on TPUSA's top people, so they follow her lead to not have it come on in public. Yep. And you also have to realize, she better realize one thing too, that if it happened once to Charlie, you're small potatoes. If they went so far as to eliminate Charlie for being mildly, remember, what he said, I don't think was that great. Whatever you think he might have said about Israel or at the famous Hamptons meeting, Charlie's not the only one saying that. I don't know how critical that was. I don't know how critical it is for people to maybe take him out because of that. But I did tell you what I think does make sense. If I had to guess, put it this way, if I'm doing a movie, if I'm doing a plot based on this, I would say, no, don't go with that. Who would you not suspect? Of all the people that you wouldn't suspect involved in this, Erika, absolutely not. Erika, absolutely not. Erika, I don't believe she in any way. She did some weird thing, and I realized that if Charlie, if God said to you, would you like to come back and be with your family again and reunite with your children to see them grow? Nah. She actually said this. Remember that? I don't even know what that means. I don't know. Wow. Remember that? Dear God. Remember that? Oh my. But what's interesting about this is that the TPUSA would say, we got a problem with him. About the Israel thing? No. It's about the Doge thing. See, towards the end, he was worried about, wait a minute, what's going on here? Where's all this money going? Do you know how many, it is alleged, how many LLCs and subdirectories and subsidiaries, that Wolves and Finance feller, he's pretty good. He knows it better. But the way I understand it, there might have been a multiplicity of different, what am I trying to say? Different groups and different subdivisions that may have been taking money and elsewhere, like, I'll pay you in some kind of a consulting fee for this. Who knows? And there was some talk, if I recall correctly, either Charlie or somebody saying, I want a Doge type accounting. If anything, that would put it this way, if I'm in charge, if I'm doing a script, if I'm trying to imagine the bad guys, the people who would really suffer the most from that are the people who might be found out, have the profits clawed back. I mean, this was a cash cow. Charlie did not know how big this was. Charlie was not, I don't believe, I'd never met him, obviously. I don't think he was smart. Well, I don't think he was sophisticated enough to know how brutal these people are. I don't think he knew that. Did you? Do you feel like that? He didn't know her. He didn't know what he got into. He must have had that holy shit moment. Holy shit. One of the worst moments for people, this is why family law is so difficult, is when you're stuck in a marriage and you realize, I can't leave. I mean, I can, but I've got to undo this, oh my God. And it hits you, oh my God. It's like sometimes you realize somebody that you knew or loved is an alcoholic. You didn't know it. I mean, they drank, but they hid it. See, one thing about alcoholism is it hides. It's a liar. Are you drunk? No. They're good. The old joke was we didn't know he had a drinking problem until he showed up sober. They hide it, and then you find yourself thinking, "Oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going? I didn't know." Well, that's when he realizes this woman's out of her mind. Movie Network. Yeah, you have meddled with the forces of nature, Mr. Beale. The great Patty Chayefsky, the greatest screenwriter ever. What if Charlie said, oh my God. Remember towards the end, he's sleeping in the daughter's room. They had a problem. Took the ring off, all that jazz. What did they realize? We got a big problem here. Charlie's not happy with me, and he's not happy with you. Yeah. Charlie's talking a lot about where's the money going? And, maybe who knows? I mean, I don't know if anybody might have, I didn't follow it as closely as some might have alleged, but who knows? Maybe her mother was involved, maybe the grift. They love the family grift. Brothers-in-law and cousins, everybody works, everybody's got a gig. You're in charge of hats, you're in charge of this, you're in charge, just to take the money, skim it, bust it out. Like in Goodfellas, what they say? If you can't pay me, F you. F you. You roll that says, as a combat vet with a past alcohol problem, you're absolutely right. Well, and thank you for your service, sir. See, alcoholism in particular is very interesting. Sometimes life will give you a trigger. Something will set you up. Don't know why it is. Some people will drink reasonably or not at all. Others are different story. Something happens. Don't know what it is. A trigger, natural propensity, some kind of biochemical thing. They used to think there was something called THIQ years ago, which they pretty much disproved. But there's other people too, you just don't know. And if you're Charlie and he says, what's right here? What's even right? Who? Is anybody telling me the truth? Have I just been this patsy? How many of the people at TPUSA, how many people, answer me a question, how many of the people that he worked with used to tag Erika? How many do you think? I mean, I'm not saying not a number, but would that surprise you? Do you think he knew this? You think how many of his friends are doing the old conuto, putting the horns on them, the tarros, right? How many of those great friends of his? I mean, sometimes, it doesn't really matter. It was before I met him, but when you realize, wait a minute, am I being set up? Is there anybody here that you didn't know, or you came across as this Vestal Virgin thing? What's going on here? How much do you want to bet Charlie didn't know anything about her sizzle reels? I'll bet you he didn't know. You think he knew about LLCs and the mother and the father and how she said she was raised by a single mom? Remember that one? And the father was like in his life. If you realize, why are if he was, do you think he realized, why are you lying about this? You're lying about stuff that isn't even important. What's the truth? Who are you? Ooh. That's Erika. And then TPUSA. Who's running the show here? How much am I? Where's this money going? He's out there doing the real thing. I think Charlie was a good guy. I think he was sincere. I think he really wanted to change the world. I think he wanted to do a lot of these things. But he never knew what it means when you're in the grips of some real first class, crooks. And there was a criminal element to these folks that you can't get around. There's a criminal element to these people. I am telling you, there is something about these people that make me think, you know what? What can we possibly do with these people? What is it? Think about it. What is it that we can possibly, really, truly, what can I glean from this? Who's telling me the truth? You don't think that's possible? Now, I can come up with a scenario which may or may not be true. May or may not be true. I don't know. It may or may not be. I'm not sure about this. But what I'm saying is, you have to come up with a working model of something and then see if it works. When I was a kid, we had the black box thing. It was a black cube. And in it, they dropped, I don't know, a paperclip, a marble, whatever. And you had to just go like this. Or we had to guess, well, what is it? And I would listen. I love to say, ooh, some spherical here. Maybe a marble. Something's wrong. Probably a marble. It can't be that big. It's rolling. Okay, write that down. Then there's something sliding, right? So what you do is you have a model. In your mind, you say, this hypothesis makes sense. I'm not saying it's the way it works, but this one makes sense. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to base my belief on that until it's disproven. I'm going to work on that one. So I come up with something, and I don't hold myself to it. I have a lot of working hypotheses. Another one I have. Again, it just makes sense. Like, pursue this. Thing says right here, honest question, how do we let our world get like this? Oh, we didn't let anything happen. They let it get like this because we're not in control. Let me tell you another one. Want to hear something interesting? Ladies, don't take offense. People believe that sexuality is hardwired. People think like sexuality is like gender. Gender is a different thing. Rothschild just saying. Part of it. It's part of the ruling class. I think you're right about that. But gender is hard. Gender is it. Male or female. That's it. Male or female. Sometimes you might get somebody who's a hermaphrodite, but very rarely. Now, sexuality, different story. Okay. Most of the time, most people go through life and they're attracted to men, or attracted to women, or whatever it is. Sometimes bisexual, but whatever. Women, it's a different story. Okay. Why? Our society lets women get a lot closer to other women than we allow men to get. Women can love each other. See, that's my girlfriend. I got a girl crush. Isn't she a girl? Oh, I got a girl crush. And they say that, and they can hold hands. You look beautiful. Isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she sexy? She's so beautiful. That's my girlfriend. I love her. I love her. You can hold hands. Isn't she beautiful? My goodness. You ever hear two guys say, "This is my friend. Isn't he gorgeous? Turn around. Look at that ass. Huh? Look at that. What are you talking about? What's going on with you? Are you? No. What are you talking like that for? Well, I just love him. No. Women do that. Why do you think that is? Think. Society allows you to get closer. Women can get closer to women. And you know why you're doing it? Believe it or not, it's intimacy. Especially when you are a woman who had something bad happen to you, who might have abandonment issues with a father, who were never able to resolve some of the things with what male love is, but also, even if you have a father and a mother, women are more in need of intimacy. And sometimes the only people who can provide intimacy is another woman because they're geared into, men are not as connected to that. And universally, men and women find women attractive. And the reason why they do, a man will find a woman attractive and a woman will find a woman attractive. And the reason why is because of mother. Because society and nature provides mother. And if you have either of you who say, I don't find women attractive, you're going to die. If you reject your mother and that teat and that mamala and lactation, you die. So over the period of time, evolution, there was a preference for men and women who preferred and looked at women as being nurturing. And the subdirectory of nurturing is intimacy. So sometimes I've seen it more than you can imagine. A woman is treated like hell. Look at Oprah. Oprah was her life. She was she was attacked and whatever. And can you blame her if maybe she wanted to seek the freedom and not consolation, but the protection of Gail or somebody? They always say that. If it happened, would that surprise you? I don't think so. What she's been through is horrible. Horrible. And what do? You go where it's safe. And women are safe. Women don't hurt you. Men hurt you. Men do this. Now, in the other case, you have somebody who may not have had something, but which I think, don't rule it out. Don't rule. She has a lot of symptomology that indicates something. This is Erika. But don't be surprised if also she finds out that I'm a void. I don't know if I can have love. I'm telling you, I've known more people, men and mostly women, with commitment issues. They show it towards their children. They don't know how to love. They just don't. Have you ever seen this? They don't know how to love. They don't do it. It's the weirdest thing. So all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute. I can do a couple of things. Number one, I can find my intimacy and maybe sexual outlet through women. You may call that gay. I don't. Number two, it allows me to exert my power over somebody else. That's what you call the psychopath. She's not a psychopath, by the way. She's not. She's not. She has none of the symptoms of that because she's not glib. She's attached. She wants love. No. She's maybe a narcissist or something. And that word's so overused. She's just maybe just full of shit. It's FOS, a liar. Very, very simple. Occam's razor, baby. But think about this. And what is? She's a predator. She seeks prey, relationships, business, image. She'll hook you in. She wants to fool you. When she was with Barry Weiss, when she was doing that town meeting thing or a town hall, what does she want? I'm going to own you, Barry. I'm going to win you over. I'm going to pull the wool over your eyes. Harris Faulkner, same thing. Hannity, Jesse Water, the Trump. She says, I got all these people like that. I don't know what this means, but tied around my finger. Watch what I do. Watch how good I am. I'm going to close this deal. You want to see good? Watch Erika. Watch what I do. Watch how good I am. They're going to believe everything I say. Everything. That's the way she thinks. I know it may sound cruel. It's absolutely true. And who comes along and if it's true, I hope it's not. This 15-year-old girl business? Ooh, that is prototypical. That is predation. Does all the things, and they're like toys. Did you ever see a cat with a mouse? Did you ever see them? They go like that. They don't really attack the mouse. They just drive the mouse crazy. But they like go like this, and they'll grab their tail and say, "I got you. I love this. Come here. That's me. And that's Erika. Oh, I control you. I'm gonna bat my eye, my baby blues. I'm gonna get my magic handkerchief out, dip it in mentholatum, go like this, cry Charlie, right? Oh, anybody. It is just for fun. What are you? How old are you? 50? Okay, you'll do. I don't care. Anybody. Now, again, we're not saying it's true, but there was some talk about this. But if it was, hypothetically, see, that's what a predator does. They don't really necessarily, it's a game. It's all a game. It's can I fool you? And the thing is, she's not fooling. Do you ever see a little kid who does this? I think this is the funniest thing. This is object permanence. This is Piaget. We say, come on, let's play peekaboo. Okay. No, hide and go seek. Kid goes like this. He goes, no, that's not hiding. No. Stop. Come here. Just because you can't see me, I can see you. You're not hiding. Oh, I see. That's what Erika does. She thinks she's hiding, but we can see her. Roll that, beautiful V says, what if it wasn't all about I work, TPUSA, or pressure from the donors? What if it was CK finding out that EK, he found out something else and started pulling back from everything and everyone? That is a conglomeration of that. Absolutely. That, remember, it's somebody who's starting to unravel something. You know when you have like a little thread, it's like, don't pull it. Oh, God. It's like, don't scratch it. Don't pick it. That's what he did. Could very well be. It's a very good observation. See, again, we're shaking it. We don't know. We're coming up with hypotheses. That could work. That could not work. I think the I thing is so overrated, it's not even funny. I think it's so overrated. And the reason is, first of all, most Americans, you got to understand something, they don't give a shit. Americans don't care anything about this. I do these interviews all the time. Well, what do you think about this? America, the Strait of Hormuz. Strait of Hormuz? You don't know what you're talking about. Strait of Hormuz? Americans don't know what. Maybe if, gas goes up, Americans don't know about that. It's very simple. It's not Occam's razor. It's something different. Do you think EK had blackmail on CK? I don't know that, but if you told me she did, I'd say that's completely consistent with this. She is an opportunist. She's anything she has to be to sell the deal, to close the deal, anything. I would, again, I'm just imagining, I would not be surprised if she were raised, groomed. She said the food that her mama, Lori Franz, was showing. Let me show you how to do it. Let me show you men. This is how men work. They're stupid. We'll outsmart them. Did you ever see the thing which says, hey, man, you got to watch this Christine. She's terrific. I didn't see this. There was a clip. There was a clip of Erika quoting from Big Fat Greek Wedding. It was a great movie, the first one. And she says, and she's doing like a Greek accent. She's saying something like, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck, because the neck, and she's laughing like, because we know. Tell me more about that. You liked it, huh? Yes. If I said to you, hey, Jerry, that's great. Your congratulations on your engagement. She didn't know what hit her. What was that? Yeah, I worked her down. I told her she didn't know what hit her. I turned on the charm. I said, excuse me, do you love her? Yeah. She didn't know. Once you see it, I think as our friend said, once somebody said, hey, guess what? This guy's so-and-so's an alcoholic. You say, I knew it. Now it makes sense. I didn't see it at the time, but I see it now. See, we've seen this. When you see these, oh my God, she did it in front of you the whole time. Have you ever watched a movie? Have you ever watched? Yeah, watched a movie. Have you ever watched a sleight of hand? This is my favorite. This guy goes like this. He has this thing. He makes a little fist. He takes some salt. He pours the salt in here. He goes like this, and he goes ta-da, and the salt's gone. Right? Ta-da. There was a little rubber tip of a thumb. He's got it on his finger with the salt in it. When he goes like that, it packs the salt. He takes it out. It's now here. But you're not looking here. You're looking here. And once I show you that, I go, oh, Jesus, this is the salt thing. That's the way it is with Erika. Once you know this, every time, put it this way, if I said, okay, I want you to do this thing, what is it? I'm gonna show a clip of Erika from in the past. Okay. Now, once you know it's bullshit, hit this button. The first time you notice, you see the bullshit. Okay, you ready? Okay, good. Here's clip 1. Hello, beep, beep. I've seen this one. Right. I know what she's going to do. She's going to look up the chart. Yep, there she goes. You go to. She's got the tissue. Got the tissue. Yep. She got the. Is she whispering? It's like a drinking game. We should do this. We should have a party. We should. Can you imagine if we just seriously ready for this? What if I said, we're going to fly in. We're going to all get together at some club in the middle of some centrally. We're going to have this big. We're going to have this night, and we're going to just watch Erika videos, and we're going to have maybe actors reenact them, and we're going to have a little chart for the drinking game, and you would write down all the stuff she does. Did you ever see? She says, why do you care about what I do? I just have a pair of jeans, and some reference to sneakers or something. Maybe I should worry about hair and makeup. Maybe I just slap on some mascara. Look, I don't know shit about makeup. I really don't. I swear to God, I don't understand it. But she said one time something like, and I just slapped on some mascara, ran a comb through my hair, and I'm out the door. I go, wait, stop. Bullshit. I don't know anything about that, but you've got more. This thing took you hours to do this. You didn't do this. Shannon says, Lionel, why hasn't the board forced her out? This is all an out loud joke at this point. Don't know if it's not even happening yet. What if she's got dirt on them? What if she says, don't even think about it, boys? Don't even think about it. And don't even also say, because remember, what if, I'm just saying, what if she stooped half the board? You want me to talk about that? Your wife? Think she's going to lie about that? That's so much for your Christian. You think, I'm just saying, I'm not saying I know that. But would that surprise you? You don't think she'd do that? In a heartbeat. Bullshit. Sorry. And if somebody didn't know Erika, they would say, what's the matter with you? She lost her husband. Nah, I've seen this before. Watch this. And you could sit there and say, let me see what she's going to do. Is she get the Kleenex yet? Watch this. It's not a Kleenex. Watch this. Tell you what. Here's $100. Okay? First time you see her sniffle, I'll give you the $100. You ever see somebody this is my thing. You ever see somebody who cries and doesn't sniffle? No. She does. Jay Blake says, I feel like Erika is saying, if you want to attract a Charlie, then you have to be a woman who will attract Charlie. Was something once she said to her. Yeah. If you want to attract a Charlie, then you have to be a woman who will attract Charlie. Yeah. I know. I heard something. It's almost like when you go out to catch the deer, make sure you go at twilight when they're fed. And my God. See, she thinks she's a femme fatale. She thinks deep down inside, if I could put her on the couch, it's kind of some Freudian psychoanalysis, and say, I want you to speak of Erika in the third person. What is she? And then she would say, that would allow her to be able to talk about herself in the third person. Donovan says, EK has created a whole new group of investigative reporters. Yeah, that are doing phenomenal work. The background checks, flight logs, wow, just wow. Absolutely. She's probably thinking, oh my God. And you think if somebody, you think if Campbell or Cutter Brown or douchebag Jefferson, whatever these names are, I don't know, these weird, Stepford, whatever, kids or boys or whatever they're, you think they're thinking, oh my God. But going back to what I said, what if she sits on the couch and she says, describe Erika. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's not going to be made a fool of. Men find her attractive. She doesn't need men, but she's not above making them feel like she does. She wants the storyline. She wants the white picket fence, June and Ward Cleaver. She wants the look. She doesn't worry about details because she's never seen this before. She is like, remember when the old days, when Asperger's, before it was called Asperger's, sometimes people would go to movies and they would say, now this is what happens. Watch this. Okay, this is a person, he's at a movie, because they had no affect. And they would watch a film of, this is a person at a movie, at a party. Now you see how he's looking at her? That's what you have to do. Douchebag Jefferson. Yes, sir. Exactly right. That's a new name for my new nickname. Douchebag Jefferson. And thank you, sir. And thank you everybody, by the way. You're very kind. But if she were to sit there and say, men are, they're kind of stupid. When she did that line about the women are smarter, yeah. And one of the things you have to really grasp more than anything else is to understand this thing which says she does not know the truth. She forgot what it was. You have to remember, what excuses you've given. Some people don't really have to lie. Everything she does is a lie. She has to come up with these stories about Charlie. Little things. Remember that? They said, why did you take down the picture if you're in his office? Oh, that was different. Oh, there we go. Detective Nolan, good man. One of New York's finest. Could he be a Manchurian candidate? Probably not, because you don't even need to. That's MK Ultra. You don't need to. She's even better. Give me somebody who is just a grifter. Give me somebody who's a con. Detective Nolan. Do you remember Kenneth and Sante Kimes? Remember that one? This is a woman, Mrs. Silverman. I knew Mel Sachs, a great lawyer, representing, I think it was Kenneth. Sante or Kenneth. This is the mother and the son grifters. And they hooked into this woman, Mrs. Silverman. Her place is still, we drive by all the time on the east side. She was loaded. She had a beautiful townhouse. It was beautiful. And she always had somebody stay there. She always had somebody, how do I say this? She always had somebody, she didn't need to. So sure enough, Kenneth and Sante Kimes came. And there was somebody one time who's from the bank. They were gonna transfer a deed, and they said, "Well, let me meet the Mrs. Silverman." He said, "What? Let me meet Mrs. Silverman." Oh, because she has to be there before I notarize this. So it was a dark room, and they put like a wig on, and she said, "That's not Mrs. Silverman." It was like Kenneth or the mother or something. They were the quintessential. Give me somebody like that. That's what I want. You don't need any Manchurian candidates. They're just grifters. They're just greedy criminals who absolutely, positively, they don't know. It's a game to them. Remember, what if you're raised like that? Listen to what Candace said about the mother and how many times she was married and all this duplicity of people arrested. Your whole life is just surrounded by this. You build up there's no embarrassment. There's no nothing. There's no problem with doing it. There's no Nothing. It's, and you can remember, I don't know, but I do know. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do know that many people are very slow because they're not watching this carefully like we are. This is just a great parlor game. This is a great parlor game. Remember Frank Abagnale, Catch Me If You Can, the great con men, the Ponzi, Bernie Madoff, the great con men. What they did was easier than this. A Ponzi scheme, at least you're giving somebody money. She is complete confidence. She's the con. She wins your confidence. You believe her until, do you remember, do you remember that when somebody tries to imitate a voice, somebody will crack through and see it? Years ago, the guy who did JFK was Vaughn Meter. He had an album, The First Family or something. He was the biggest hit. He would imitate JFK. It wasn't that good, but he was the only one. Of course, he remembers where he was on November 22nd of 63. But anyway, he was the first one. So people would imitate him. When I returned, Mary Jo in the car, we're going. That's Teddy, but they based it on Vaughn Meter. I can't do that. When Trump came along, when people were trying to do Boris Karloff, they would say anti-pasta. That was that word to get you into it. David Fry did, I'm not a crook. And he did My Fellow American. David Fry would do it, and we would imitate David Fry. Nobody could do Trump. Alec Baldwin, as talented as he is, couldn't do Trump because he didn't see it. He would do this kind of, I don't know what this was. He could do Tony Bennett. Just great. He did it. He interviewed, impersonated Tony Bennett. Nobody did. But he couldn't do Trump until this Austin, whatever his three-name dude from SNL, he nailed it. And when he nailed it, everybody started doing him. So that's how it works. Their people are imitating him because he showed you how to do it. He can make the same sound Trump makes, but because he did it, he shows you how to do it. See what I mean? So she comes along and she shows you how. You're aware of the grift because she thought she figured out how she's doing it, but we know it. We see what she's doing. We know what she's imitating. She's imitating. Okay. And it's fascinating. It's like we're watching this break down. It's like the same reason why one of the saddest stories, one day we're going to find out Britney Spears is dead. I know you don't care about it. Maybe you shouldn't. But they're going to throw her ass in a conservatorship. That's one of these stories that fascinates me. The one that I love it, Meghan Markle. I love the royals because they're just a bunch of inbred homozygotes. But Meghan Markle is the fraud of the century. But at least she's, you have to, when you see her, you don't see the fraud right away. You have to find out what she does. And then you say, okay, she was full of it. But with Erika, you can see right away. Immediately, she's not crying. You don't have to know anything about it. You can just watch it. Bullshit. You just know it. But we weren't paying attention at first because we were so shocked with Charlie. We weren't paying attention. Now that we see it, it's like that magic trick. That's all you see. I go back now and I love this. Watch this Christine. Again, her name is Christine. I don't know how to pronounce her. Fekete, F-E-K-E-T-E. Absolutely brutal, but perfect. Like Erika says, I don't have a stylist. She says, maybe you should. The editing's terrific. These jump cuts. And there's a picture of her wearing, I don't know what the hell she's wearing, but it looks like a shower curtain. Who knows? It's been an hour and 24 minutes. And we're not even close to the end of it. This is the most fascinating story. Because we're saying, in essence, When are they going to realize what we know? We know it. Candace knows it. Everybody else knows it. What's taking them so long? What do you need? What do you need? All you have to do is give me 20 seconds, put together a 30-second reel. That's it. People say, oh, what? I didn't know this. I know. When you see it all at one time, you think, oh my God. And Charlie fell for this. You don't think nobody said, Charlie, come here. Charlie, I don't know how to tell you this, but your wife, she's full of shit. Have you ever watched her? Yeah, she's horrible. Really? No, because you're out there, you're busy talking yourself. Have you watched her? She's, be careful, Charlie. Be careful. What do you mean? I'm just saying she's real, I don't think she would cotton to losing this position. So just be very careful. Don't turn your back on her. She's scary. And that's exactly right. And nobody wants to admit it. My friends, I thank you. Did we have fun or what? An hour and 26 minutes. We have fun? Fun. Huh? Tell me. Friday night, isn't this great? You love this. And somebody says, what the hell are you watching? I don't know this guy. One time this woman yelled out when I was doing a live. This woman's mother says, are you listening to that Lenny guy again? Lenny. So I became Uncle Lenny. Listen to what I'm saying. You love this. Because it's true. It's a story. It's heavy, but not life and death. But it takes an amount of exactitude that's incredible. You really have to know your stuff. You really have to be able to identify this stuff. And it is fascinating. Don't you think? And it's Friday the 13th. And there's going to be more Fridays the 13th for all of you triskaidekaphobics out there. So my friend, I thank you. Thank you again. Thank you again. Thank you again for following my beloved Mrs. L. Here is her link right there. Follow her on YouTube, and you have been wonderful. She's got a new one about this Zorro Ranch. That's, wow. They've only known about that forever. That's the other matter. Thank you for your kindness. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Subscriptions are critical. It means a lot. I don't know why, but they go, we can't do it without you. But this is fun. This is just fun. I spent an hour and a half talking to you. Remember, there's no notes, no nothing. And to see your background, I feel your energy. It's just plain fun. And I'm not going to explain to anybody why I find it interesting, because I do. All right, dear friends, you have a great and a glorious night. Thank you to all the super chatters and all of you. Thank you immensely. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe. I'll put another one up for you. But these 8 o'clock things, I'm just loving them. Loving them. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious night. We will talk to you tomorrow. Until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da, da.